Hi, the video that you have just clicked is one of the most special ones on ChessBase India and of Indian chess. We all know that Indian chess is growing, that amazing players are dominating the world of chess right now, and India is becoming a superpower. But a lot of people have contributed to where Indian chess has reached right now. And we've covered almost all of them on ChessBase India. If there's one person whom we hadn't or whom we had tried our best to cover but were not able to do so for all these years, then it has to be Visweswaran. Yes, this video is about him, and I'm so glad that after all these years, in 2025, after the Chennai Grandmasters, I got to spend nearly an entire day with him, close to 7 to 8 hours, and we did this entire video. Visweswaran is one of India's finest chess trainers. He's not an IM or a GM. He's an FM. But what is very important, he knows how to teach. He's created more than 25-30 titled players, several IMs, several GMs, and he does so with great hard work and integrity. In this video, Visweswaran takes us on a journey. He takes us to places where he conducted his coaching sessions. We go to his academy. We meet his father, Kameshwaran, who was the first international arbiter of India. It's a beautiful chess family. And we also get to know who are the players whom he has groomed and mentored, trained, and what is the secret that makes him the amazing trainer that he is. So sit back and watch through this video as you see one of the finest chess minds of Indian chess reveal what makes him such a successful trainer.
This was the Indian youth Olympiad team which won the gold medal for the first time in 2007, playing here in the Lotus Colony. So the team members were, I think, Shyam Nikhil, Swayams Mishra, Adiban, Ashwath, and Nitin. So all of these players are now title players.
Yeah.
So except Nitin. So, but he was the most brilliant of all my students. So his nickname was, in fact, on Skype was called Brilliant Nitin.
S. Nitin, yes?
Yes, single girl. His father himself was a chess player, artist and all that. So, and kind of was his assistant coach. So, but the Indian team was accompanied by a manager. They could not send both because it's the first time there was no funding. So they have sent a manager. So I was trying to help them through Skype. So every day after the game, they used to come back and rush back because there are 2 rounds and all that. So the Singapore organizers were wondering why they were rushing back, and then they found out, they thought that must be a trainer there. So they called me the ghost trainer. So it was very interesting. But so
and did the team did well?
Won the gold.
Gold.
It's the first time that India won the Youth Olympiad gold.
Wow.
This was 2007. So then we won again in 2000. I think this is the piece. But it's quite long ago. So then we won again in 2008, and then the last time we won the gold for the third time was 2013. So we are still waiting for.
And you trained the teams all the 3 times?
3 times. But I went with them only once in 2013 to China, where Shardul Gagre, Karthikeyan Murali, Dityan Ghosh, Sayantan Das, and Giriman. Okay, Giriman is not me, I think he's a doctor or engineer. So all these people were X, have to go this way. So the training was in this academy.
Yeah.
And we used players to come and play in the cricket ground. So this place has a lot of greenery. So, and we also invited at the time, the second, I don't know, 2008 or 7, Sashikaran came and gave a talk, I think. At the time, Shyam Sundar was also in the team, and Sethuraman joined the team. So they are also Grandmasters.
Wow.
So this started then. So these people 2007, so now we have so many Grandmasters, and some of them are also coaching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Swayams has become a very
Yes,
strong
Swayams
coach.
Was, at that time he was not. He was a 2-2 player. He's a strong coach. Oh yes, Analytical was also there, I think.
Yeah, he just became a GM.
Yeah, he became a GM. So the GM thing is complete almost.
Yeah.
Except Ashwath, he stopped playing and he plays quite rarely.
It's R. Ashwath.
Ashwath, he's a FIDE master. He was a
Yeah.
member of the team. But the second 2008, I think all of them made it to the next one. Made it to the Grandmaster title.
Right. And was your coaching journey began in that period or before that?
Before that. See, I became around a full-time coach around 2005-06. Yeah, before that, I used to play also. And then there was an interesting incident, which I'll talk to you a little bit later, about how I shifted from being a semi-coach to a full-time coach in RFP. So this is still this is the team, and then that's the flag on
The one with the black grill.
and then here the one T7 1, 2, 3. So there was no lift. So it was an exercise for everybody, for the parents and everybody to climb up and down all this. So we had 11 days of training and 11 hours literally. So there was a break for evening, 2 hours play cricket, whatever. And then this was a rigorous training camp for the first time. Because the ASF at the time were there were some changes and they said we should win some medal. It's very important for us. Otherwise people won't they have to value us and all that. So it was I think they said ASF said that if you guys don't win, don't come back.
Oh my God.
Gold medal. So just don't come back. So they said, okay, don't come back, we'll be in Singapore. So but they won. It was a very good team effort from all the boys, and
Would you call it like your first big success as a trainer, or even before that there were?
Yeah, before that also. Yeah, but at the world level, getting the medal on the first thing, that was, I think, it's a good positive thing. Before that, there were title plays, but this war was more cohesive. So this gave a new concept to the training. That is coaching individually per game, per tournament and all that. But training, you have to have, all the dynamics under your consideration. So this was so Shashikaran has come, all this Grandmasters, and also some of the people who came to lecture. Aaron came there, to give a pep talk and all that on last day. And coincidentally, the last day of the camp was August 15th, which was also Adiban's birthday, yesterday.
Like yesterday.
So it kind of coincided, and then it was an interesting. So we have some pictures of that we'll share.
Sure.
So I think this is one of the turning points for Indian chess. It created a momentum that the youngsters can come up. Previously, there were a set of players, Grandmasters and all that, who are in their 30s or something like that. But these kids were 16 and below. And many of them became Grandmasters, within even 18 years.
Yeah, at that point I think Adiban was like one of the most rising talents in India.
And Sethu Raman, apparently, and also Vidit.
Correct.
Is, so these three were in there. Now Vidit is at the,
Right.
on the higher side.
But here when you had this camp, how was the training like? It was like 11 hours of very intense,
Yeah, I would say intense because it was fun. There were groups, 2-3 groups, they could play with each other, and then we also had to think of all the opponents. We shortlisted all the opponents. We were taking very seriously, and we didn't know who all would be coming. But I say 2007 was, from a critical point of view, it was not a very big field, because some of the countries didn't turn up, like USA and all that. 2013, by the time it was held in China, then we won ahead of Russia, China, America, of course Hungary and other countries, England and all that. That is a different nice story, because we also defeated some of the players in the cricket match before the round, and then we'll defeat them in the game as well. So it was that was different. Kobalia was the coach of the Russian team and so on. So they were really prepared, and they were taking it serious. 2007 was, nobody expected India to really So 2008, myself and RB Ramesh, Dronacharya currently. So we trained together. Ramesh went with the team, right? So after that, I was training the Indian sub-junior team, but there were different coaches who were going with the team. And sometimes I went a couple of times, I think. But then 13 we had. So I'm looking forward to this time. I think it's coming up soon, the World Youth Olympiad.
And are you going to be training?
I don't know.
Okay.
This Indian thing is not up to me. It's like, you have to be called.
Right.
Yeah, so, and there are so many, good trainers in the country. So I think it's anybody can. So we will not have the same person if he has to do the same thing again. I think the system is not so good. If the system has improved, that means so many other people can repeat the success.
Amazing.
So that's what I think. So I don't need to be present. So I want to do different things.
What is the significance of this place?
Is, Akash Ganeshan, Shiva Mahadevan, Harshavardhan, Hari Krishnan. These are some of the people who used to. I'm not even few more title players. So we were in this street and we moved to the opposite that house, one of these two, during COVID. So this became our
COVID den.
COVID den. I mean, not during exactly. During COVID, we had the online session from morning till. I'll start at 9 am. There is no good viral teaching the beginners, making hub space kind of a thing. Nothing. Only the same place. Entire COVID. For the time only Akash made a comeback and then became India number 2. Then made his GM now. Finished his. This was 2019 to 2020 period. Here was. We are here from 2015 to 2024. So the major part last 8 years was this place, 19th Avenue. So our password, the Wi-Fi password was 19th Avenue ! So Harshavardhan made that password. So Harshavardhan is a quite an interesting personality. So we used to call him the legend. Because there was another legend not Bobby Schiller. We used to make some of his friends say, Saravana store, there used to be an ad. The owner or the hire of the Saravana stores, it's a big shopping thing. He was called the legend. So he called himself the legend. So it's like the legend Saravana like that. So, but because Harshavardhan used to come up with some very interesting creative ideas in everything, chess and everything. So all of his friends, so they nicknamed it legend. Still now he's called the legend in our circle. So now, true to the name, he has become he qualified for the World Cup, right? So in IM qualifying for the World Cup, I think it's quite rare in India because you're bypassing. How we did it? Because he's a legend. Akash also, of course, Akash was national champion.
Yes, in 2000. I was playing there actually. 2012 it was.
Yeah. So that you are playing then. Yeah, the World Cup. But Parimarjanagi, Akash, Adiban, and I think I'm not sure Abhijit. One more person was at 4 people. I was with Adiban in the 2013 World Cup. Tromso.
I think Setu was playing. Maybe not.
Parimarjan was sure. Maybe Sashikaran, Parimarjan, correct. Akash and Adiban were in the World Cup. I think Adiban qualified because of the Asian. He came second in the Asian. He was actually having very advantageous position again in the last one, but he drew that, but still he qualified because the top 5 or something like that. Akash, because he was a national 2012 national.
Yes.
I was not his coach then. Akash is kind of a very independent character. So I became his coach much later. In 2018, after he was in his third year, he came and he called me and then he wanted coaching. And then he met and his father, then he was having he had to finish his engineering from Anna University, it's the top CEG, right? So I said why don't you complete? So I gave him some lessons. Then I said, can you complete and come back? So, but he listened to it. So he completed. And then he came back and we trained for 1 year and then he beat Sandeep Panchanda and many others in He lost to Vaibhav Suri, otherwise he would have been the champion in Sikkim. That was so Akash is very he had a lot of self-control, right? And he's like he's a gym person, badminton. He's a sports guy. And then I was also thinking like he's an engineer, so maybe he can study abroad and all that, masters in some. Then I think his father said like better have a job, then get married, then he can study whatever he wants, go wherever. He's the only son. So, but Akash was not interested in taking up a job in India, like railway or something. He wanted something more. He was quite ambitious, right? So then I suggested during COVID I study digital marketing or something, one of the courses, Harvard course or something like that. And so we also, he was like a short-time intern for some company, something like that. And then, so instead of applying for a master's degree, then he started his own thing called, chess grad.
Yes.
So he's quite creative and very dedicated personality.
Amazing. This space is very memorable for you because all the trainings that you did for
so our,
7-8 years were here.
Yeah, were here. This is there is one another place we will go next. So the first one was in Nandanam, this 2006 and all that. And then this in between there was another place from 2000 after 2010. Like I told you, in between was associated with R.B. Ramesh in 2008 and 10. So from 2008 to 2013, like we were in another place very nearby. So it has its own interesting stories and setup. There was the place where the Grandmaster Vishnu Prasanna, the coach of Gukesh, went on to become the world champion. That was his. So this is where Vishnu, A for Adiban and V for Vishnu, Raghavi, Priya, Ramnath Bhunesh, Sham Nikhil, Sham Sundar. This 2008. And some other people probably. Title place, Grandmasters. Priyadarshan Kannappan. I'm not sure if but I also trained that Indian team to the the Youth Olympiad and all that from 2008. So this was our base. So the academy, the Kameshwaran Chess Academy, was in the first floor along, it was inside, it's a very big house. So 2 rooms and the front portion and the hall was the academy, but it was divided. So the Kameshwaran Chess Academy at the time had didn't have the tiers like other academies that I was involved in at the time. So Kameshwaran was running the academy for children. There was a gap, and they had to go to some other place like to get trained and then come here if they want to go to become a title player. There was a gap because I was not willing to take these people from when they start the rating and to come to a 2000 or 2012. So the entry level was quite high.
So your father would teach the beginners, but then they had to go somewhere to get strength.
They came back stronger, and then if they remembered us, it's like kind of like what do you say? But there were other academies like at the time Chess Gurukul was had already started by R.B. Ramesh, myself, and so that was one place. And on the other side, like T Nagar Chess Academy also. We are in West Mambalam. So in T Nagar we have Chess Gurukul and T Nagar Chess Academy started by A.L. Kasi and Rangan and so on. So these were the new, Kasi's Academy is the first probably, long back. It was in the 90s also, but in different place. So the people had the options to go to the next level. Because I didn't have the system or the inclination to take the people. So I did online coaching for abroad students or something in the night or something depending on my availability. But mostly it was concentrated on from 9 o'clock to the night. It was focused on, of course, Indian. So Indian joined while I was here. Sometimes he used to stay here, overnight. He will come on weekends because his father was working in the government, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday night he will stay at home, and then he will leave on Sunday. So Indian was very young boy, 11 years or something. At that Deepan was there, but Deepan was already like a grandmaster. So post grandmaster training of Deepan also happened here. So where he became national number 2 and things like that. He also qualified for not the World Cup, they had the Asian zonals and all that sort of thing. So Indian was like kind of an exceptional person into this thing. Well, everybody else was like already, above sub-junior age. The reason was because of Nitin's father, who was my senior, and he coached Nitin. And he also coached Indian, because Indian used to go from Europe to Salem, or he used to come to like something like that. Of course, he had other coaches in Salem, but the principal. So then he said you can join here, go to Chennai, and it's Ramesh or Vishwesh, something like that, or a combination. So he came here. So it's like kind of a experiment. Right, he was a small boy, and so his class will be over. He will have the class in the morning, 8 o'clock, he can have the breakfast, talk to me. Then the other guys will come. Once the other guys came in, like Deepan, Vishnu, Raghavi, and others, Ramnath, and all these guys came in, then he will be doing his work. Then lunch we will have together, they'll be doing, then we'll have one more session. Then evening go for the walk and something like that, they will be doing. So it was, Akshay Raj Kode also, from your Maharashtra, Pune also. He is a very interesting, bold, he now is doing his masters. He did his masters and he lives abroad in US. So he also came here. He used to walk from very far away from us. He used to like swimming. So the swimming Velachery was where Rohit is currently staying. It was quite far from here, so many kilometers. And he didn't know Tamil or anything. So he went to this, somehow he went there. On the way back, he used only 2 Tamil words. Okay? He used to say like, West Mambalam enge irukku. So if he comes here, he could
where is West
Mambalam? That's all. He was like coder, like a hacker. With a very limited syntax, he was able to move forward. So of course, he did his masters in computer science, obviously. So he used to come here, and but he's not a grandmaster yet. But I thought he will become a grandmaster.
He's a GM, no?
Akshay Rako is GM, but he's also from Maharashtra. And he did this. Oh my God. Did the SRM. He's very smart. Smart international master. Smart means like worldwide smart. So he studied in America, got a job in data analytics and all that, which was trending.
He's from
Prasanna Rao.
Prasanna.
Prasanna Rao,
Right.
So Prasanna Rao used to come. He will attend SRM thing, and he was doing his GRE. He was running his GRE. So he planned his course in such a way somewhere around here. Come here, finish the sessions. Then night he will go to his relative's place, stay. Next day morning he will come here, then finish his class, then go back to the hostel. So he used to do it almost like 2-3 weekends or like that. He was able to combine multiple things, not just engineering study. So while we are saying Rohit is doing engineering, and then he became. So Prasanna Rao is a pioneer in multitasking. So he's very clever. So from Maharashtra also.
Amazing.
And also Shardul Gagre was, of course, the Indian team. He won the Olympiad. So at that time, he came here. He stayed here. Yes. And then he went on to become a Grandmaster. Of course, I'm not saying that I was his total coach. Yeah? Every player has coaches at different level. Sometimes a coach is an unblocker. There's a block, unblocker, and they might have. So what some people have a long time coach, sometimes I have a short time. Sometimes I'm called the last minute coach. So something is not working, my friend or somebody, the other coach will call me and say like, Arey yaar, what are we going to do? Do you have any solution? like that. So even Akshay Raj was he
Yeah.
trained with a lot of Grandmasters and all that. That something was also international master Vishal Sarina, Grandmaster, Russian Grandmaster. And all that. But this kind of, I don't know how, we have to ask him, we have to ask my student like that kind of. Vipin Ghosh and Sayantan Das. Vipin is not my student per se. That is another story. We have to go to Calcutta for that, to Alicante Chess Club. So he was a member of this team. So we used to call him the Panda. There was the Panda, and then very interesting. He was also in the Chennai Grandmasters thing. But Sayantan was more of my student, like from IM. He also was. He also came here to Karni Sadar and took the coaching. He also did some camp. Which was Sayantan, Adiban, and Karthikeyan. Karthikeyan also. So this 2008 to 14 here was a very lucky place.
Vibrant.
Like thing. So there are a lot of gold medals for India, Grandmaster title, International Master title, Asian medal, all those things. So it's
Amazing.
so
Vishweswaran, where are we right now?
So we are about to enter the Kameshwaran Chess Academy, founded by my father, 1993 officially, because I joined the engineering in 1992. It was funny, I think it's a coincidence, but also a clever move by my father. What if I fail in my engineering or something? I have a backup plan for his son, but luckily I passed out. So 93 he had in his home, which was in a different place, and wherever we moved, he always, in that place, he continued the Kameshwaran Chess Academy in a very simple way. And then after he got retired, then he kind of invited more people to join, and then tried to get me involved in some form of the other. So as I told you before, I had a lot of resistance to teach the children at the beginning because I was focused on the thing. But finally, we are all, everything is like merged, like the rivers have to merge. So all levels are kind of merged here at the Kameshwaran Chess Academy.
Should we go inside?
Yes, sure. There are a lot of questions, right? So
right now the classes are also going on.
yes. This is actually the starters class, beginners. We have level 1, 2, 3 kind of, but merged, because our concept is it's like same IM and GM have to practice, so that you will know how they can improve to the other level. Also the GM has to practice sometimes with an IM or with a super GM, to test the waters and see where they stand. So our practice session is like kind of almost like a hybrid at every level. So we have rated, and sometimes the pre-rated guy, it's like a wild card. Kramnik was a wild card for the Russian team in the Olympiad, even though he was not he didn't qualify. So that we have like wild card kind of teaching system where there's a blend. So today we have the small set of children who are the starters. So this is on one of the 2 days of the week. Yes.
As I enter inside, because I see the students and them playing, but I also see so many wonderful photos. And of course I see your dad, the man behind this academy.
Yes.
And I think it requires many hours to cover what work he has done in itself. So, but if you had to say something about him, what inspires you from, would you say your chess journey is inspired through him?
Yeah, definitely, because his student, if you compare with my students, it's still his student is unbeatable. It's Anand, 5-time champion across all, rapid, blades, whatever, possible. Anand has conquered in different formats. So that is our, inspiration as well as the goal. From the inspiration comes the goal. So when he was in his formative playing years. So he started playing in his college time, 1963, I think, way before I was born. And I think that was the Petrosian era or something, like Botvinnik Petrosian era. Tall Botvinnik, I think, 63 and all that. And then in the 72, when Fischer-Spassky match was held and chess became popular, at the time there was no internet, right? So it used to come through the Hindu newspaper, maybe one day late, whatever was happening in Reykjavik. So at that time, my father and Manuel and some other Tarapur and other people formed the Madras District Chess Association so that they can organize something. And then Aaron was already in IM. And then we had the second IM Ravi Kumar, who now lives in Dubai, UAE, but he also visits. And then Raja Ravishekar, T.N. Parameswaran, all from Chennai. Then Maharashtra, of course, Praveen Tipse, all joined. And this was in the 70s. So from 63 to 70s, 80s when Anand and then his Dibyendu Barua and all came, where my father was also instrumental, not only as a coach but also as an arbiter. So he went on to become India's first international arbiter, because we need an international arbiter to conduct a tournament. Otherwise, how can you conduct an international tournament? So then now we have so many international arbiters, right? So we have Gopakumar at the top, Mr. Anand Raman, so Sir Ramakrishnan Sir, so it's like a big family. So we are ready now. We had the Olympiad also. So majority of the arbiters would have come from India and all that. So not only the coaching, but you also need to think about the tournaments, and for that what is required. So it is like a really holistic ecosystem which has come from people like him. So it's hard to kind of match by a single person. So we need a lot more people in different roles: coach, trainer, player, arbiter, organizer, right? Like administrators. Everybody has to come together, right, to move this thing forward. So the arbiter, then Anand, and then trying to find sponsors for the junior team, and all other roles which are required, and also as a journalist. So we will write the story. Now we have Sagar Shah saying live streaming with on his left hand. The globe is on the palm of Sagar's hand, more or less. But at that time there was only the you had the typewriter, click-tick-tack, and my father used to play in the tournament, then organize the tournament, and then take a cycle, give the tournament report to the Hindu newspaper or Indian Express or Tamil newspapers, then come home by 11 o'clock. So me and my sister used to say he's a very bad father. Like in Tamil you say, Pa is not good, he comes very late. And we made a tape recording of this when he was very small. Then somehow he changed it, and then I don't know how. Then we have another recordings. He's a very good father, he has taken us out. So he took us, me and my sister, to the Agartala National Bee Championship. Like we are not playing, 1982. So we went by train to Calcutta, flight to Agartala, and he played there, I think. Manuel Aaron or somebody, I don't know, Tipse won it, something. So he was a player. And then this 1972 district championship, so he won ahead of all the other IMs. He was not an IM. So that was also my inspiration. Whether you have title or not, we have to try what we can do. So that is a major thing. So sometimes I get disappointed, so I have to, he will cheer me up. And so he won that thing, and his game versus Manuel Aaron was published in the Informan, Encyclopedia of Chess Openings, and Shakmati, chess in USSR, and also German Shak. But he didn't have any knowledge of it. It was published in the Hindu newspaper, and it went through the embassy somewhere. So when he was with Anand in the Lloyd's Bank, where incidentally Alon Greenfield was also, he was a young coach. At the time he was browsing through this, he likes books. And then, nice books and all that, because we didn't have, Citadel Chess or ChessBase India to bring the books, and even Chessmate was not importing at the time. So we were dependent on Russian books. So I was looking at the English UK books and this thing. And then he saw one book which is called 200 Modern Brilliancies. So I was talking about my student, Brilliant Nitin. So we like brilliancies. So then he saw, let's see if there is an Indian game, and he saw A. Alphabet A was Aaron. So he was very excited. Page number 113. He went to that 113 page. And then he saw it is Kameshwaran. That 1972 game was published as. So there were 20 games taken in 1 year. 1 decade there are 200 games. So 20 games per each decade. And then his was one of the games of the 20 games. And all these games, the thing is, they finished it within 23 moves. There is no either resign or checkmate. No end game, nothing, piece up, nothing. And then, so this is like an inspiration for me in a very, what you can say, one like zoomed in senses. Quality is where we create it. We don't need to play that game in Russia. Where, Aaron, of course, you need a tough opponent. I'll come to that later because Chennai Grandmaster, we have tough opponents. So you have tough opponents wherever we are. We can create quality games in any sport, whether it's tennis, hockey, cricket. We have IPL, then we'll have better players, right? We have Ranji Trophy, we have better players. So like that. So that playing strength, when it is there, quality is bound to happen, and that is one of my, personal dream, that we can make India a hub. No, not one Chennai Grandmaster Super. It's like happening all over the country for both men and women. So that from 2500 to 2700, we'll all play in India itself, and the world comes here. Now we are going to Abu Dhabi. Now some of my students are in Abu Dhabi. They went 1 round late. Because if there's a tournament here after the Chennai Grandmaster, we will be playing here. So this is the next dream. Hope it can happen in the further decades. So
Amazing.
Quality.
Amazing. I see some pictures here. I want to ask you. First, I see this one here. What are you receiving here? The prize.
This is, I think, I don't know for what exactly for this award. I think it was for coaching, but I don't know exactly for which thing. Maybe it was for Adiban winning the Asian silver medal or Grandmaster or many Grandmaster. They didn't tell me. So one day I got a call and they said like you have to come. Day after tomorrow is like you have to come for a rehearsal and then wear a blue color dress, something like that. Some instructions as usual. So it's for coaches. Those who contributed to as a coach to the. I don't know exactly. So I just kind of. This was in 2018.
Okay.
So
quite recent. This one is what you are talking about. This is the Olympiad team of 2008.
This is 7.
2007 Youth Olympiad. You have Swayam, Shyam Nikhil, Adiban, Nitin and Ashwat.
So all are the title players. Some are like Adiban, of course, 2700. Shyam Nikhil, he crossed the GM recently. And
it's amazing.
It is,
and then
this
here,
is 7.
This photo of Anand is very unique actually. I have never seen it before. It's maybe the first time I'm seeing it.
It's I think given to my father from Anand's father, Vishwanathan. Aruna Anand. Earlier. Some of them.
Memorable to me and Ravichandran like that.
Amazing. And here we can see you sitting.
This is Shardul Gabde and Diptin Ghosh yesterday we saw in the Chennai Grandmaster. And then Sayantan Das, so he was also my student. And then Karthikeyan Murali was my student. And then Giriman is from Tamil Nadu also. So Maharashtra to West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and it's taken in China. Chongqing, I think. Chongqing.
Right.
No, Kaushik was not in this team. Later. They didn't win. We won only silver medal with Kaushik. This is interesting. This is we are presenting together.
Yeah.
So myself actually, I'll tell you who are. So we wanted to present a birthday gift to Anand. But also for winning the World Championship 2008. So congratulations to Anand is written there in 5 languages.
Oh.
So I don't have
On the plaque.
On the plaque, it's written in 5 on the back side maybe or in front. I'm not sure. It's written in 5 languages. If you go to Anand's house, it will be there. So 5 of us, thought like we can we can somehow, I don't know, that was an idea. So it is
there is
written.
Srinath, there is
Srinath,
Setu, Lakshman,
Lakshman.
Venkatesh, Deepan and
Deepan
Adipan and
Adipan.
yourself.
Yes, yeah. Ramesh was not there, but Ramesh was supposed to be there, but he had some other program. He came later. This was in the Rain Tree Hotel in Arepuram, Mandavadi area. Not that was near Anand's house.
This one is Vishy with his parents.
Yes. I think my father knows them better. Mrs. Sushila Vishwanathan and Vishwanathan.
Right.
I don't know which cup this is. By the end, cup is this is, I'm not sure, it's a national.
That one is with
That is why I
Kasparov.
like that picture very much, because this cannot be replicated. It's in the World Trade Center.
Ah.
So
After the match, yeah? Or before?
Before the match, I think before that is the mayor who was in the Trump administration, but before that he was the mayor of the New York City.
Oh.
I think is so and the Anand it was
And both are so happy, yeah? Like Vishy and Gary. And the next one is, I think, Anand's first title, yeah? World Championship. 2000.
Yeah, 2000. He bet Alexei Shiro in their match.
Right.
And in Delhi, he won the, I think, the knockout
Yes.
thing. And then this was held in Tehran and
Right.
he won. So interestingly, I like that match because Anand played Karakon defense and allowed Shiro to play the advanced variation of Karakon, which is now a very advanced variation. Is a very terrifying
Called Shiro
thing.
variation. now.
Shiro variation now, and it's winning for white almost like high level. But at the time, Anand decided to. So this is very. I find it interesting because they are going into the opponent's den. So previously, Anand was neutralizing when he played against Kasparov. In E4, E5 was neutralizing, right? His team had Yusupov, Vilava and all that. Of course, he played G5 and all, the Railopas and all. But there was also the Slav defense when he played against Karpov. So here it's like, going into the opponent's den. So I really liked that match. Of course, it's memorable because Anand won, like you said,
Yes.
for the first time.
And also here there is another beautiful picture of young Anand.
Yes.
With all the trophies. So nice. And here we have one of Magnus. Why did you decide to keep Magnus's picture?
Why did my father, I don't know, he kept the picture of Magnus because though his student was the world champion, but he was a contender at the time and then later on became. So he told me that it's not like the world champion alone is your favorite or this thing. So we can learn from both the challenger as well as the champion. For example, Fischer and Spassky. So his style was he played the Breyer defense with Spassky because he was playing in his repertoire Railopas and all that, which was like Fischer and white Sicilian against Fischer. That was his repertoire. And Grenfell defense black against. So it was more like a Fischer. But from the black side for E4, E5, he was following the Breyer defense. And in fact, he played a correspondence tournament where there were 3 other players from different countries. And they had a thematic correspondence game starting from the Breyer, knight b8. So this went on for months. And I think he won the correspondence tournament. Because he said there are no chance for me to go and play international event. So why not play correspondence chess?
Amazing. And then also in
This is something,
yeah.
maybe I need some, you have to go, right. This is not to, this is 2010 or 12, I'm not sure.
2010.
10. This is a match between the Chennai district junior, top players from Chennai district, like Adiban, Sethuraman at that time, and the juniors who were in the University of Texas Dallas, the Grandmasters. So this was like this was held behind some kind of cognizant. So they had like a lens. So you'll be on one side and it will appear as if the opposite team is like facing you on the other side of the screen. So it was very near in Vadapaini, their office was there. So UTD asked us to go there, and then we wanted to, I was very, interested in testing the technology, and it was like the place were like, facing each other almost. And then, so we thought first to have UTD versus a university, but it was quite complex. So we said, okay, Chennai district itself has all this college. I think Sethuraman Adiban were in SRM, other people were from other Loyola College, Vishnu, and all that. So the team was formed, and this was a match.
Amazing.
2012.
And here you have few, here is your FIDE trainer certificate.
Yeah, so it's my dad's FIDE instructor.
Oh.
So he got it at the age of, I don't know, after 60. So this is, I don't know, what is the year? It's from Dorkovich, 2020.
Wow.
He went and attended the FIDE instructor. So it's very, at 2020, he is now 80 plus. So he can deduct 5 years. So after he crossed 75, he became an instructor officially. Okay, so it is this is I think one of Arish Kumar is one of our online coaches. So he's not here at this moment.
Here, this is your FM title.
Yes, FM. So I used to call this when I never wanted to apply for the FM title. I wanted to go for the IM and GM. So I used to call it Fake Master. So now I'm supposed to show you this, right? But so that was my motivation for my students to get the IM. So we can't be Fake Master for too long. But it's that is a joke.
Also here there is one small thing you have gotten from the Tamil Nadu Braille Chess Association Lifetime Achievement Award to Kameshwaran for like...
It's a general contribution to chess. So he helped the blind, chess. At that time there was no, I think, chess association. Mumbai. I think Charu Datta organized it. I think from Mumbai, is from Mumbai.
Amazing.
And, there was this deaf and dumb association generally, and also blind when I was young. So near our house, the secretary was there, and my father used to help them. And then they conducted some championship among themselves. Slowly, they formed the visually challenged Tamil Nadu Association and all that. So I had the opportunity to coach the junior team where Darpan Irani and others played in the World Junior Championship. We didn't win that time, but I was a coach of the junior. I trained them for 6 months, and also Tamil Nadu visually challenged champion. And also Jenita Anto is a 5-time physically challenged. So she was also my student. And then now she's kind of retired. She doesn't play anymore. But so this is a different.
You also have always felt like supporting the specially able chess players. Like you've done a lot for visually impaired players and so on.
So I don't know if you have saw the movie Algorithm.
Yes.
So there is it's a realistic movie. Ian and Geeta produced it in 2013. It was released during the World Championship, and when it was held in the same Hyatt Regency. So they asked me this question. It's actually like when I was coaching them. So all of them used to come on a phone call. At the time they could not come on Skype, and the software was not this thing. So, and they were very clear with the moves and all that. So I felt like I was in a dark room, but they were all clear. So in the land of the visually challenged, the sighted person is actually blind. So this is what I
actually
felt.
faced the same thing when I was taking a visually impaired player to a room and I was guiding him. But once we entered the room, I was the visually impaired, right? Because I can't see anything.
Anything, but they have.
They can do everything.
Everything. So it is a. So what do you this is something. But saying all this, it is difficult for the physically challenged or visually challenged, for other any this thing, even for a normal chess player to become title, get the thing, it's so difficult because we need a parental support, tournament, this and that. So for these things, it's even more difficult. So it's like a really, hats off to them for even trying, let alone achieving. Trying is an achievement. That's what I feel. So
Amazing. This is another room where
this is like a small, where I meet my students or the other coaches. So you can see he is Shantaram sir is a FIDE master himself, but more than he is my mentor in chess coaching and otherwise. He has guided me a lot as a player. So I used to stay in the room opposite and with him, and myself and Ramesh, we were playing the Bharat Petroleum Open Tournament in Nagpur, organized by Mr. Dilip Bhargav at that time. He was from BPCL, so he got the first BPCL tournament. So I was like leading the tournament for 3 out of 4 out of 5, 5 out of 10. So every day I used to come back and I will show the game proudly. This is a checkmate, I bet down. Then he will analyze with me. Then he will find some error. Then I'll go back myself and Ramesh. And Ramesh we used to bring like all the informants to open tournaments. That because we didn't have the computer, laptop was in the stuff. Only Anand had a Toshiba laptop, so we didn't have that. So myself and Ramesh would divide the informant because we need all the informants from 1990 to 1988 to 96 and 10 volumes. So each of us will carry something along with our luggage and then come by train. Then we will share the room. So then we will try to prepare for the opening because there was only one round. So he said, no, that's all fine. And this is not correct, incorrect sacrifice. Then I will analyze and Ramesh myself and then break our head. And then we went back. After dinner, we agree with you, sacrifice is incorrect. And we will say, we will look for it. No, actually it's correct. Because this is the variation. While you are having dinner, I found this. So, and then we will come back again. And then we'll have to disprove ourselves again. So this was like an analytical, like you said, Dorotsky or a Kasparov comes from the analytical school of thought. So, this analysis really helped. Yes, not only as a player, but also as a coach. Because there is some objectivity. So the first evaluation, there's no engine. So the first evaluation may be wrong. So you have to analyze deeper, correctly, and then back and forth. So sometimes it used to be very, tough for me, to disprove him. Then there will be next round pairing and then we have to prepare, but it will be on the mind. Okay, maybe it's yesterday's game. So I cannot say a game was winning. Then after I became a coach, then I observed the Russians. They never said they were winning. Okay. And Americans also, they never say they were winning. So Americans say the game is won. It's like, it's a culture. We have won the battle. So until they win the battle, they don't speak. Whatever is their strike, okay? It is suspense and finish and then they are the winner. So they have that. The Russians, they don't reveal that they are winning. And they don't want to tell them, take pride they are winning. They'll say, small advantage, slightly better. White is slightly better. Black is... I've noticed this also in Praveen Tipse's sometimes when he analyzes. Because he has traveled more in Russia and all that, he will say, slightly better and leave it. So though it was unacceptable from the analytical mode that, there is more, we need the correct evaluation. But practically speaking, we have to leave the question somewhere. So we have to make a rough assessment. Secondly, if you over-assess, so wrong assessment leads to wrong planning. This was actually I learned from Vladimiro in one of his coaching camp when I was a player attended in Calicut. This was one topic from his rook endgame classes he used to say. So if you assess the rook endgame as equal and then make your plan, that's it. There is no coming back. Right? So this even applies for the middle game. You are going in a different direction. So I try to tell my students to be a little more, you have to be clear in the analysis, but more objective in the assessment so that, we don't get carried away. Or sometimes when you are losing also, I don't want the students to like feel disheartened. Shantaram sir is a great fighter. Also my father, they will never, no agri draw, nothing. Also Mr. Vargish, late IM Vargish Koshi, who is also a close friend of Shantaram, so whom I observed. They may be playing the Catalan or G3 system or any boring or anything, there is no agri draws. Fight till the last, right? So this is a very important, and Shashi Karan, for example, he grew up in this thing, fighting till the last. So this helped people at a later stage when they want to really beat the stronger players. Because if the draw is in the hand for whatever reason, you just get used to it, right? So we make an objective or practical assessment, and so that even if you are having a minus position, let's say we are saying, okay, slightly minus. So don't tell you're losing. So other ways there, of course, you say you're losing, and then there is another school of thought. One of my friends, IMs and GMs. So he's more concrete assessment, he used to say. So he's saying it's losing, so it accepted, and then, so I have some more a trimmed down approach where okay, we are losing, but I don't want to get disheartened. So somewhere in the middle, and then we have to fight hard, and maybe the situation will change, right? So
Amazing.
this kind of
Great
thing.
insights.
Yes. So this I learned from sir. Yes, coach me.
A very important part of your chess journey.
Yes, very very analytical and fighting. So not to get carried away in life, also in chess.
And this room also has some very nice pictures. There is this one where Anand is there with his mother. National Sub-Junior.
National Sub-Junior. Panaji, I think it's Goa.
Yeah, Goa.
But there is an interesting story behind it, my father, because it was held twice, something like that. There is a newspaper article he has written. Held twice means the tournament was like postponed or something after they reached there. Dates were changed. So it was like the youngsters were on a wild goose chase. They will go to the national sub-junior, but there is no national. I don't know if I'm not very sure about that is this tournament, but I think Anand won this. So can you notice this shirt? This.
White and black. Okay. But I don't know.
Have you seen it somewhere else?
I have not seen it.
Who has the stripes?
Zebra, yeah?
Okay, zebra can play with, it's chess for zebras like Rosen, right? You can play with both.
Oh,
players.
you mean tiger, huh?
Tiger. So
That's how the Madras tiger name came about?
I don't know, but Anand, I think, or whoever gave the shirt, I preferred this kind of. So I have seen this in various pictures, even in World Junior, Sub Junior, and there is a picture. You might see it on my Twitter or even in the FIDE when Anand played kayaking. You would see the similar stripe shirt, but it will be a full white and yellow and black. So when Anand lost to Carlsen, then he comes back and wins. Yes, there when he overcomes kayaking, then there is the tiger. So I think that is a.
This is with Drave, Alexei Drave, I think.
Yeah, this is Anand. This was held in 1991. Anand Alexei Drave epo 91 Shantaram sir. Anand Alexei Drave match 91. It was held in
Sanginagar, no?
No, that Sanginagar. Anand Drew was held in Chennai, Madras. Chennai, 91, I think. 91 or 90, 1991.
And then this is Anand
That
meeting.
Is President R. Venkatraman.
Right.
So he's meeting him.
Wow, what a photo. And then
I
next
don't know,
is,
I think I have to ask.
which is this one?
This person, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But my father.
Looks so interesting, this picture.
Just one?
Yes. Next one?
Of course. It's Rajiv Gandhi.
Right.
Umar Koya, PT Umar Koya. Then he was secretary, I think, of the All India Chess Federation at that time. So this was before 91.
Nice.
I think 89 to 91.
And that one is so beautiful because he is looking at all the world champions.
That's an interesting picture.
Yeah.
I think it's from Vaikansing or Hugo and Sir. It's from it's either from Vaikansing, I think from Vaikansing or yeah, I think so, or maybe the Russian Culture Center, one of the places. Because I remember seeing one in Vaikansing with all the champions. So here Anand's picture is not there, I think. If you go closer?
Yeah, of course. He's still young. No, he's not the world champion.
Spassky,
yeah, last
Fischer,
year, Capablanca, Alekhine. I don't know. There is Botvinnik here, but in between them there is someone Smyslov, Tal, Petrosyan, Spassky, Fischer, Karpov, and Kasparov.
So he's looking at this.
This is such an amazing photo.
Yes. So.
And there are more here of Vichy. Such incredible pictures. Oh wow.
Alexander, Governor Tamil Nadu, PC Alexander.
PC Alexander. Yeah. He's an author. He also plays chess, right? Ashok Alexander. Yeah.
Time ஆதா நீங்க முடிந்தது.
Okay.
இருங்க.
Amazing.
ஆனந்த் அப்பா அம்மா ஃபோட்டோ ஒன்று which are affecting the game, right? Like apart from the opening, time pressure and all that. So you have some like a reward or something like that, like a norm or a rating, gain, loss, right? So your level of motivation, if it is higher than these kind of outside factors which are like during the game or during a tournament. Suppose the latest Grandmaster Rohit, yes, he wants to become the Grandmaster, and yes, he could not do it in the last year or whatever, right? Similarly for Adiban didn't come first yesterday, right? Or Pranav is, what is the motivation? So they are going to lose their rating or gain less, right? And they are not getting the prize money. All these are important, right? But that cannot be the motivation. So what is vitamin M is not money. Vitamin M is the motivation. The motivation is really high. Then the side effects of these kind of things can be addressed, or it can be compensated to some extent for the sports person, right? So these things, so suppose I'm going to meet the president, or the governor, or I'm going to be recognized. So this could motivate me. Of course, for that I have to play a good game on that day. So only the rating is not because rating, it can fluctuate, and there are so many factors, the zone where you are playing, the opponent, your own health and all that. So if you have a long-term motivation or a sizable, which is bigger than this, then that can overpower.
Visweswaran, I wanted to ask you, you've been coaching for over 2 decades now. Could you tell us how many IMs and GMs have you trained? Maybe a few names. Could you share a bit about it?
Okay, I have to probably read it from it was 20 years. So unlike my students, Adiban, or others, my memory is like not so great with respect to my own achievements. It will be better if you ask my students, but let me share. Okay, so what, some title plays, right? So, IMs, okay. IM is Aditya Dingra, Aradhya, Diptyan to some extent through the Alicante Chess Club. Diptyan Sainthan are now Grandmasters. Hari Krishnan, so I trained him like this thing. Then he is more or less like he's very smart. The Hari Krishnan, Harshavardhan. So Harshavardhan has qualified to the World Cup. Meher Reddy from Andhra Pradesh. Yes, Nitin from Tamil Nadu. We call him the brilliant Nitin. So he is one of my very early favorite. So in fact 2004 I accompanied him to the Asian Games, and then he won the last round against the Vietnam player who was leading by 1 point in a brilliant way, and then he got the individual encounter. He was the first from that. So he has a special place, but still, I hope this will motivate him to become a super GM. So though he's not a grandmaster, but he's one of the most brilliant international masters and beyond that. Prasanna Rao, he is from your place. He has combined chess and education, masters and computer science, and then he has some GM norms. I think he has to cross the rating. I am Praveen Kumar, Raghunandan KS of Karnataka, Ramnath Bhunesh, he's in the banking now, IT, was in IT, he's in banking. He made his, the achievement was he made his IM norms back to back, and then he went to his normal occupation. Then Ratan Bale, I think he has the GM norms, I coached him till the IM. Then he was coached by my student Vishnu Prasanna. So it's kind of, we have some kind of unspoken connection, me and Vishnu, I think, and some of my students. They are able to also, Swayams also, they are able to also, train other players. So I'm kind of proud. I'm not a grandmaster, but I'm like a grand coach or something. We can give it some, spin to it. And then Rohit Krishna, okay, this is on the IM list, but he is it's a grandmaster elect, okay. He got there. And then Sai Krishna Ji is a PhD, he is living in Canada. He finished his IM, but then he might continue playing. He was one of the world silver medalists or something like that in long back, 10-15 years ago. Sham Nikhil Grandmaster, he is in the IM list. So Siddharth is an international master, coached him a bit. Siva Mahadevan, he is a lawyer, he did masters in law. So all these people, they have some good excuse for not becoming grandmaster, but I still want them, if possible, to come back and become some, like Sham Nikhil came back, kept on trying, and some. Then grandmasters, Akash, Adiban, Akshay Raj Kore, Ankit Raj were also a trainer, but I don't remember when, because he also trained with Ramesh and other people. But he trained whether before the grandmaster or after the grandmaster, I'm not sure. You have to ask him. Some of them would have trained like workshop, sometime long term, so I have to go into their thing and see. That is for another story probably. Ashwin Jairam, like in his formative years, but I am not in his list. He was coached by others also, Ashwin Jairam, but I probably have mentored him more than also coached. GB Prakash coached him, Ramesh coached him, D Ganesh. In fact, D Ganesh introduced Ashwin Jairam to me. He showed me his game with Sudhakar Babu. So all of these people, there is a story. If you ask me, I can tell you a story, interesting story, how they came to me or how I, wanted to. So these are some of the students I wanted to coach or they wanted coaching from me. And this has happened in a very kind of organic way. Hari Krishna, there is another Hari. Okay, so we'll leave for another time with due respects. Arun Prasad. He's having his own academy along with Magesh in his own. Of course, Deepan Chakravarti. He is probably my first grandmaster, pure grandmaster, him. And then after that, M.R. Venkatesh, then Arun Prasad and all came. Deepan in 2006. But he came many times second in national. So he was my motivation for making some Adiban or Karthikeyan Murli into the national champion. It was like getting on my brain. Why we can't come first? Something like that. So, in a different motivation. And then Inian, of course. So Inian, whom I started quite early. So Inian's coach was, like I told you, I think was Sendil Vale, Nitin's father. So I was at one time I was his assistant coach of Nitin's father. For both Nitin, first, because he had tremendous coaching, but he didn't have the time. He was an LIC officer. He had tremendous. He studied psychology and all that. He had tremendous. Obviously, his son will be brilliant. So since he didn't have the time, he said help out Nitin and Inian from Erode. So it's at the time Erode was not a district, it was a suburb of this thing. And Nitin was from Salem. Karthikeyan Murali, Chennai, and he was also national champion. So he gives me credit for national championship 1-2. I don't remember. But there is a story where Adiban was helping Vidit Gujarati. So I was little like wondering why is he helping. Because the national championship was happening in Tanjavur, which is Adiban's native place, and Anand's, where Anand was won, Mailaduguri. So Adiban was very happy to be there. So Vidit was very smart. He's one of the smartest GMs, super GMs in India, more balanced. So he said, like, Adiban and him are friends. He said, why don't you help me? Then Adiban didn't. Then he told me, I think. Then I said, what is this? So I have to, like, help my student, and then, so it was, but it was a challenge, and there was a Chennai flood in 2015. So I showed you that 1913 was completely flooded. So I had to wade in the water, go to a coffee shop, coffee day, in the main road, plug it in, and with the normal phone, internet. That was very, adventurous for me to actually.
And Karthikeyan
won after 2 losses. So this is called Die Hard 2 movie. Like, somehow, like, then race the last round, I was feeling bad for Vidit because I also know him very well, but it comes to the FIDE. And then last round, he was 1 point ahead. Because this guy had 2 losses. How much he can catch up? Then 7 wins, 8 wins. I told him. My father also had 2 losses in the Pioneer tournament, the first 2 rounds, because he was busy organizing all that. Then he won 8 games. So I told him the story. But I didn't tell him, in the last round he tried, when our AB Vaidya asked for a draw from the coach of Kunte, and your I am from, he's a mentor from Pune. So he asked for a draw or something like that. Why you'll get 2nd place, 3rd place. My father said, we have to go for the title. What's the point in 2nd? I want the title place in Pioneer will have their name. Tipse, Anand and all came later. At the time, Raja Ravishekhar, he wanted to be on that. So this was, but I didn't tell him what happened. So I ended my story for Karthikeyan Murli at 8 wins or something like that. So he won, and then he wanted, so he had it. Before the national championship, I had asked him separately. Then there was another person, Krishna Prasad sir, with whom I want to, I think he told me or said that, what is this? Heart 5 code. Not the coach, he said he wants to be national champion. Then he told me, I don't remember exactly, I came to know. So he wants to do it. So this is a good, so there is no number 2, but he lost the first 2. This was really one of my, I am still recollecting it with happiness. Really good, so adventurous, and this was underdog. Really, we were the underdogs. We had to fight against Adiban and Vidit combination. Aggressive, the beast, which we ourselves helped to create, and then Mr. Cool Guy. That game I would like to show to you maybe later. This was an interesting game where Karthikeyan Murli was slightly worse. Then something happened, and then he won the game and he won the championship. So it was like I was slightly lifting the collar. So this was, of course, Karthikeyan Murli is still, he's one of the he's in the likes of Pragnananda, Nihal sir, he's in that, like Adiban and all that. But he has taken he stabilized, right, job, and then it's never too late. And I think people like him who have the initial fire by themselves, they can make a comeback anytime, like Shamnikal, even Adiban or Karthikeyan Murli. So there's no need to worry. If a fire is internal, not from the parents, not from the environment, not from even the coach, then anytime you can make it up. This is what I feel for a sports person, not only in chess. And then Kidambi comes in case, this is alphabetical, sort of. Kidambi helped in a very funny thing. When he was 10 years, his coach sent to me. His coach was Paul Arigaraj at the time. He was a dragon player, an international arbiter and a national sub-junior champion. And he's a prodigy. He gave blindfold Simon when he was 10 years. So my father used to help him coach, and he qualified for cadets and all, before Anand and all, T.S. Ravi. So he was his coach. He didn't have time. He was working in income tax or port or something. Like he said, I can't, this boy is very quiet, shy. And then it's like, Dragon, he's very soft guy. Dragon is like this thing, can you teach him the Railapas? Okay, this is one of the assignment I got. At the time I was like college student or something, or there was an children's chess club where Adiban learned first. That my father and S.C. Subramaniam And then one person, Narayan, some used to teach like camps, summer camps in that club. They had table tennis and all that. Some people come for cricket, table tennis, and they'll migrate to chess also. So the urban came. In that, Paul Argal was also one of the coaches. And I don't know where he met Kidambi, but Kidambi was also trained by Sashikaran's father. After that or before that, they were a group of 5 people, out of which Kidambi, Sashikaran, and then Dwarak. And then one Aravind Narayanan, he was brilliant, but he went to IIT and all that. Chess loss is sometimes the gain of the world. So another person was there. 5 people were like, they were working like a team under the guidance of Shashikaran's father. So Shashikaran's father, so you had put a question mark once with me on one of when I was in Calcutta, Visweswaran, Mark Dorsey, question mark. But actually the Mark Dorsey of Chennai was Shashikaran's father. So he gave me the idea, this kind of a combination. So I was inspired by Dorsey, but I need to visualize. But he was a parent also, so there will be a lot of dynamics, no other parent, but he believed in that. He told me some coaching I learned, like Shantaram I learned. So the group dynamics I learned from Shashikaran's father. My father was like more one-on-one. All right, more on lecture and one-on-one. These 5 people, like, Youth Olympiad we are talking about, I owe it to Shashikaran's father. So I invited, before they went, or the second time or sometime, I asked Shashikaran to come and speak to them. Because Shashikaran also believed that, like his father he saw, he wants to coach the young people and then make them into like world champions. He told me, when I grow up, I become super GM. I don't know whether he's started the process. I want to train the 5 people and make them like, top of the world. Because he saw his father do it and all these people. So Kidambi came to me through Mr. Paul Argraj, same here in somewhere, Mylapore. And then I was not speaking. Quietly he'll be sitting, then I'll be telling Railapa. So I taught him the Carpo variation I still remember. Then I told, one day I met this thing, Mr. Paul, and said, Paul, he's not opening his mouth. How do I know whether he's understood? Like that or anything. No, he's very sharp. He's a Padma Sheshadri, CBSE, he's top in his class and all that. He's observant. But don't stop this thing. And so whatever time had this. So I was like helping my father or my father's friends or this thing as like getting an experience. But coaching was not my thing at that time. Then I became a total player after I joined engineering. More of that later when I come into something. So Kidambi is that thing. And later on when myself and Ramesh formed a group, then there was one TV Karthikeyan. So he could have become an IM definitely, or even a GM. He was very fast. So he lived in a neighborhood. Kidambi was in West Mamman, we are in Mylapore. So Kidambi used to come. I don't know how his parents, the doctors, they used to drop him. He used to come. So it was not like we were coaching him. Like we gave this idea to, endgame strategy. What do you like? Endgame strategy. So I followed that still in some of my students' class. Demo class. So whatever you study, you have to give a demo to us. So something like that. Somebody takes something. We are coaching. So we are also listening. Ramesh was very clever, obviously. So when he said this will work and this thing, because it's easier, I listen, but we don't have the coach. My father wouldn't have the time, or we had to hire the outside. That coaching system was not there. Like in Pune, it was already existent. In some other places, the coaching system was already existent, but in Chennai, it was different. So contrary to what people think, Chennai is more like a free society, like, more from the experience. In Bengal, it was in Delhi also. In Chennai, it was not like that. More like playing and fellow coaching and studying by your own. So he said, like, we can do this. And I think Aarti was there and some more people. So there, Kidambi was also there. So Kidambi has to speak. So he coached himself. So we forced him to speak like that. So, but I was more like a mentor, motivator, because like Shashikaran made the GM title faster. So why not? He will say, Karpo said 9 years, you have time. Then I told him, this is the 9th year. If you don't make it, we lead chess. Then he spoke to me after he made then he said, you told me that 9 years. So I remembered it. So that was this was a funny story. Then K, and then we jumped to Pranav Venkatesh. He is one In my opinion, so my nickname for him, I think I wrote somewhere like, maybe tagged you as like, I call him the bullet boy. Bullet boy. Okay. Like my father said, lightning kid. So, or the blitz boy, you can say. Somewhere is between the bullet and the blitz. Not only when he's playing, but his assimilation is very, very, very fast. So he has an eagle eye for observation. So this yesterday he didn't do well, and it's all. It's a learning experience. And he was saying he didn't have a coach and he's in between this thing. So in a way, it's like kind of the Anand, I would say. I'm not saying others cannot be world champion or something. The quality that my father saw in Anand, like, this kind of a speed, high speed. Right? Adiban is more thoughtful, and, Shashikaran is thoughtful. And so he can do it very in a rapid way. So I didn't stop him from playing rapid or blitz. Go anywhere, we can turn him, go and play. She used to, like, my father also said, don't stop. It's not like if you play fast, you'll make mistake. Intuition would develop. Other person in this was R.R. Lakshman. So he says, I'll give you 25% credit. So I was just wondering, where is the 25%? So Santaram sir coached him to make him to the, cross the IM. He was like stuck in one, then he made. So he's also a self-learner some point, and Pranam is like the advanced. So if Lakshman was a super GM, that is. So my students, I will say generally, or even among other people, the current generation is a version of the previous generation with their own style. So then Santan Das, Shardul Gagre, yes, this is interesting. They are from the Youth Olympiad thing, so different story altogether. Shyam Sundar, of course, he is now one of the popular coaches in the country and in Chennai. And then M.R. Venkatesh. So he is the aggressive version of Dari Krishna. Unfortunately, at this stage, he didn't have the support. He came second, silver medal. He's amazing. So if you can, he is more talented than Adiban. Absolutely, he'll kill. If Adiban is the beast, I don't know what to say. Alright, so he was extremely attacking, and both of Adiban and they came from S.C. Subramaniam camp, with whom I 64 chess, but at the time it's called Bobby Fischer Chess Academy. I used to go and lecture there. Adiban Shyam Sundar also was there. So Adiban had this style. So it is interesting that these coaches, Kameshwaran or Shantaram or whom I have seen, so they didn't force the style. So they allowed the style to develop. There are a lot of other coaches throughout India. So sometimes it's hard for me because the results, because I like championship also. So there are WGMs. So some of them I train, or they are their own coaches, or their husband, or their father, or somebody is the coaches, like Aarti, Padmini Raut. Padmini Raut I helped during certain quiet period of time. And I have also helped WAM, some other Raghavi, Vishnu Prasad. But she was, she was already like in that range, she was national junior. So all these people came to me from different coaches, different academies, and they wanted for some reason to get my coaching. So this is like, I wouldn't say ad hoc basis, but they were filling the gap, something. So I call it track 2. So whatever coaching I do, or you do, or anybody does, like development, there will always be a uneven training. This is my understanding of the coaching in any sport or anything, or studies. Uneven will be there because it's tested by competition. So we have to also correct ourselves. So I have this called track 2. Another day I will show you how this track 2 can be done. Track 1 is gaining. Track 2 is like correcting. So without the track 2, and if I keep on repeating the track 1 also, gaining, it doesn't have the, you can't really jump. We really require God's blessing. That's same for Adiban. So A for Adiban, V for Vishnu or Venkatesh or whatever, it's the same. It's a common thing in sports. That's some of the, I think I would have missed. So I have to apologize to some of my title students if I missed some names. Not that they are
You
not
didn't
my...
mention Vishnu, yeah? Vishnu is also
Vishnu is very popular. Vishnu has to mention me then. So he's the, what do you say, he's the coach of the world champion, was developed the world champion. Now he's the second of Nihal. It's a proud moment that I was in the Chennai. I was out of town and then I was helping some others. So I came only in the last leg. So I was very happy because 5 of my students whom I have trained, that is Pranav, Adiban, Karthikeyan Murali, Harshavardhan. Yeah, Harshavardhan is a legend. So it's not comparable. Okay, a lot to learn from him. Anybody, not chess and otherwise. Like he's like another version of Prasanna. Prasanna was as the engineering brain, he has a different creative brain. So Harshavardhan, Karthikeyan Murali, Pranav, Adiban, who is the 5th one? Who's Pranav? One more person. You can see. Adiban, Karthikeyan Murali, Pranav, Harshavardhan, Pranav. One more, the 5th one. Okay, we can see in the photo. So why? So I'm surprised. Why it is? Okay. So and then the second of one of the players is a former student. Then the organizer, Grandmaster Srinath. So I was not his principal coach, but I helped him during the tournaments. And he has told me I have had a positive feel. He has got coaching from various like Koshi, Shantaram Sir, Mario Rule, Ramesh, and all these various grandmasters and all that. So I was fortunate. I was lucky to coach the lucky Srinath. So we used to call. But our association started like I taught him how to use ChessBase when he was 7 years. So he didn't ask me to coach. His father sent me. He said, "Meet with session and this thing." He said, like, "Can you teach me ChessBase?" Because I was using, that was very early. We didn't talk about the tactics and all I know. This is Antaram, Maril, something, teach me ChessBase. So he was very clear about what he wanted. Like this kind of, so I said, okay, like ChessBase, game over, you go. Then he came back at a different time. I could not coach him. He was a different guy, teenager and all that. Then I introduced him to other thing. I was like focused on some other players and all that. Then he got coaching from others. And then in the Asian Junior, I was the Indian team coach. All that, I met him. Then some of the other team members were coached by other coaches. So he was sitting in my room. I think he was in Abhijit Kunte's academy. He was getting something, but we are two together. So it's like, since I was official coach, I have to coach somebody. Everybody they are going online and all that. So only a coach. So I can't sit idle. So I said, what, shall we do something? And I don't remember exactly, but we had this discussion. And then he won the Asian Junior at that time. So something like this kind of
amazing
concept.
I would love to know so much more, but I have a flight to catch at 9:30. So we will have
adjourn this. So
yes.
This is it's like how do you say?
Amazing.
It's a very long.
It's amazing how many people you have trained and how many lives you have touched. That's just incredible.
Yeah, it's
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much and for coming over. It's your
So Visweswaran, we are going to the airport, and thank you for accompanying me so we could speak in the taxi. One question I had in my mind is, how can one person work with so many different people and be able to create so many titled players? What is the secret here? Is it like, can you share it? I mean, I will of course ask the students as well, but what according to you?
Students, it's better because each student is different. It also, maybe the students are talented. I got lucky, or I have good genes. So these are some of the ready-made factors which I have no control. So I am Kameshwaran's son, was all in the chess field, so I had a head start. Like I was saying, I was in the academy, or wherever my father was, I was observing him, right? as an organizer, coach, player and all that. So it's like kind of, I didn't have to go through some kind of rigorous training to do these things. Probably this is one advantage, the environment. So the culture. I'm in Chennai with this kind of a family, and then some genetic things are there, and good students. So it kind of, so the students approach me most of the time. So we had the connect. So I think these are the things. But what else do you think?
I mean, from what I understand, the hard work that you put in is immense. The number of hours, sheer number of
working harder than me, around the clock. I saw in the during COVID also, and so it is not about the hard work. I think it's not the only. Chess is not that kind of like a donkey game that hard work alone will. Yeah, you have to work hard, but it's cognitive, emotional, lot of things. So I don't know one like secret. So I used to read the comics, Asterix and Obelix, when I was young. So there was a secret potion which Asterix will take, and then he'll become super strong and then defeat the Romans. But his friend Obelix will be like a fight. So he will fall as a baby, he'll fall in the cauldron when the druid is making the magic potion. So it's like one is getting something, other is you're endowed with something. It's a combination. The other thing is, it's a bit little spiritual or religious or something. For example, like you're from Maharashtra, you have Ganesh. Everybody follows Ganesh and this thing. So they have Ganesh as, I have seen in Maharashtra myself, they call Siddhi Vinayaka and Buddhi Vinayaka. So Buddhi is your intellect, right? So through your, your whatever you're endowed with, and then you try and do your work, and then in some way, and then you figure out things by trial and error, and then Siddhi is what comes to you. Okay, so both should happen. Both will happen, I think. If you are doing this, that will come. It's not like luck or fortune. It's like we can call it intuition. So like you say, you're putting the effort, then your intuition will. I also tell my students. So for that intuition, you need some freedom. You need some knowledge. You need freedom. So if you say, do this, it's difficult. Sometimes I tell that to my student. Then I have figure out how will this intuition develop. But these two are the things. So for this knowledge, you can get it from the environment. So I told you, Russian. I have mentors in Russia, Israel, America, Europe, India. So I think it's a sum total of the people whom I was associated with from my. So I saw Aaron when he was 4 years old. I was not a player and all that, and I didn't know he was Aaron and like that. So I was in this background. So that was my major strength by observation. I got some coaching from many of these people. Some I met along with my students, some I went first. So I think their contribution is very immense. So there is an amalgamation of these different things. So we have something called Vichovich programs. My program is a training program. We call it Vichovich, something because it's like all the Russian things. So my students think I have the Russian method. So which was Alexandrovich, Morozovich, like that, right? But there is another joke behind it. Anand one day when I said the name, he burst out laughing. Okay, so I think he got the hang. So it's amalgamation, right? And then there is maybe some motivation. I have some motivation that I want my student to be on some level like world podium, or under 16 happen, under 19 happen, either directly, indirectly, or at some point Pranav, world junior champion, Adiban under 16, like that, national champions, Asian, all these things. So there is some motivation for me as a coach to personal motivation, that to go to the next level. It's sometimes very crazy, sometimes difficult for my students because it kind of over. So over time it's like kind of it depends. We fine tune it or automatically it doesn't work. And so from these people, I said Shantam, Krishna Prasad sir, who was like my mentor. So I learned the NLP from him for myself first. Then he taught some of my students, even Gukesh, learned from him and all that. So these kind of things, I think, along with the chess knowledge and understanding and some kind of daily practice, and also the students are like really dedicated. Most of my students are dedicated. So it's bound to.
Do you look at the students before selecting whom to train? Like, do you choose them
it is
carefully?
A myth. It's a myth because I have refused so many students, more than as many. So it's a kind of so it makes me look like I'm an exclusive thing because I couldn't coach Gukesh. When his father had come to me, I told him when Janita and Toby had this fill station function, when Mr. Kailash was there, because I had some my father was getting operated, mother had this thing, and so many other things, right? So I couldn't take the student, honestly speaking. But I don't regret it. So the way I see it, okay, Gukesh. So what is the slogan now? Everybody says Carlson Gukesh. So my slogan currently for the other people in India is go get Gukesh. You need to do something to catch Gukesh. Right? So that is what is very, motivating for me. So maybe it doesn't end, right? So we are very happy with Anand becoming champion in this thing. But, we need more Anands. My father wrote an article, Let 1,000 Roses Blossom. When T.S. Ravi won by somebody in the, Vijay Kumar Mills FIDE tournament in Palani. So it's like, what about 1,000 Grandmasters plus? So I think Russia has 500 or 450. So we have to get to 1,000, right? So when you have the 1,000, then automatically things, even we are nearing 100, we have so many in the candidates. Automatically, so many other things. Of course, we need a, more advanced ecosystem, but it will, so if that happens, the base happens at a very good quality, then the other things can happen. So the training method and all is I can share with you. So it's a paucity of time sometimes I'm tired or other things. So I don't want to be a greedy monkey, right? So one person cannot be everywhere. So my father also told me in Indian chess there cannot be one Alexander the Great, right?
Right.
But Raja Ravi Shankar also told me there is room for everybody. So this Raja Raksha is one of my, I would say, I have not interacted with him so much, but in the childhood, and before I started coaching, I went to Bangalore along with Venkatesh for the National Rapid. There he met Hari Krishna, who was his nemesis. At the time, I wanted to meet Raja Ravi Shankar. My father said, meet Raja Ravi Shankar. He's one of the most intelligent chess players ever. Like really, very versatile, like, Kramer you are saying. So then he came to because he said, you can't come and I am busy coaching. Let me come. Then he said, oh, you're coming with Venkatesh, you're coaching him. Okay, don't worry. I'm also coaching. There's room for everybody. So I said, why is he telling me this? So there's room and there's more room. So we don't need to step on each other's toes or anything. Like sometimes accidentally we step. So I also put, somebody's stepping on my toes. So it's like, okay, it's like an accidental, incidental. So there is a lot of potential in India and we need a lot more. So one Vishnu is not enough. Very simply put. Right? So if you have one Dronacharya for every 10 years, it's not enough for chess. So we want to surpass Russia. So from the cream level, we are competing with it. But Russia has the depth. Right? So we have to reach that depth beyond, we have the potential. Right? So for this, we need the infrastructure and all that, and maybe, other people can collaborate. And so there is so much only coaching can do. But coaching is the one that has taken, Ramesh was the 10th Grandmaster. I was very proud of Ramesh and I got him a jersey, number 10. He asked me why number 10. Number 10 is the number of Tendulkar and Pele. So he said, okay, right, we took a video on that. It's still there. I could send it to you. So then Then I don't know who was 11th, and Abhijit was before Ramesh, I think. And then the younger, so Ramesh was younger than the others, and so it was turning point. 11th, 12th, I don't remember. Then 13th was Mahesh Chandra, Deepan, same. So it's like both are Madurai. One of them was my student, the other was Hariharan student at the time, B. Hariharan, the FIDE master. So he was also supportive. So he was also like a mini Dorotsky, having his own school. He was Harshavardhan's coach before he came to me. With this coaching system and tournament, going abroad and all these things, and Indian tournaments, like training camp, all these things done across all over India by different people. So this kind of went from 2006 when Deepan Maheshwaran went to, that is the 13th is your Caspro number, but they say unlucky number, but it's our lucky number. We crossed the 13 and then it kind of doubled, where now we are 89. So soon we might be 100. So I have a 100 student, 100, 101. It's like cross the Tendulkar number of 99, something like that. But that is, so a lot of people, it's a combination. Swayams is a very good coach. Obviously, Ramesh is a super coach, right? Sham Sundar has taken up, he has his own academy, Tuli Chess Academy. And the Vishnu Prasanna is that's interesting. There's a collaboration of Vishnu with, I call him a Mahavishnu. So he's collaborating with 3 different, with Akash and the Madras School of Chess, and Priya, who happened to be also my students at some point. And then Vishnu is in the Hudson, which is very good because Hudson is something, and the Chola Mandala now. So this kind of thing is going to create so we have to cross so if it happens in our lifetime, I'll be even more happy if we beat Russia, right, in this kind of base of Grandmaster or title players or whatever, right, apart from the world. So world champion requires some, I said, like the intellect as well as for even Anand, he had so many hurdles, and Kasparov came, this thing, then Topalov came suddenly. So this was very devastating for all Anand's fans, including myself. But this Topalov came from some nowhere, and he started fighting. So we learned from him. So it was like, XN sacrifice and all that, winning with black, because everybody is drawing, playing the Petra of Berlin, and Topalov is creating a new thing. So this difficulty, the challenge at every level is also necessary. So to answer your original question, so it is not one training system or one school of thought. Even in our culture, it has like there are many rishis, many school of thoughts, many religions, So you are taking a interview in the car, right? Soon you might be doing from the helicopter. So, right? So there are so many ways if one wants to do it. And it's good to be a part of the process. I think it's hard for me. You are asking me the number, right? Number is, there is a number game because we have to expand the number, but it's not the one Alexander. Yes. There will be many Alexanders in India, many kingdoms, many style. So it's like we are like Russia, right? Soviet Union. So India is a mini Soviet Union or a mini Europe. So they have Germany has a different method. Within the Germany, there will be, school, and then Hubner will be there, Analytical, and like that. So a person or a coach, both player, has to pick up from wherever he can and see what fits, then try. Sometimes you have to try something for quite some time, which I would say advise. Some people are too fast, so there won't be traction. Then we change, like I said, track 2. We need to correct ourselves, we have to find. So I don't know. So from all these people, I used to meet Shantaram like on one weekend, and Ramesh and other people in Chennai, like just casually one Friday, just to talk about coaching or to understand, like when I was coaching something, these kind of things So if I am training somebody like you, are international grandmaster now, you have. So you are what do you guys say? Some orientation might be required because what is your style, what do you like, what do you know, and things like that. Getting to know period, and then we have to develop a plan. There can be some common plan. I can show you a spreadsheet where there is some common just from the engineering to show that I'm like a engineering bracket, like one sheet and this. But it's all the same for everybody. You say in game technique, this thing. But the way in which you have to work with the player. The player has to work on himself. So for Adiban, it's completely different. Vishnu Prasanna came to me after he was 16 years, where Adiban was already a Grandmaster. And of course, he was also talented and like FM and all that. So age matters. But doesn't mean like you are not, if you are not 16 or if you are not young, you cannot become Grandmaster. Shamnikal has proved it. You need some support system, some determination. You have other things, somebody will come back, do it. So this is
amazing answer. I had one more question for you. You have not really created any academy or something of your own, and also now when you work with a lot of top players, you also have stayed away from media and interviews.
okay.
Is there some kind of a belief system or something that you truly believe in, which dictates these decisions that you've taken?
I like to be on the other side of the media. I like to interview people rather than get interviewed. Because my father was also a journalist and I like the questions more than the answers people can figure out for themselves. So, but nothing like that. Maybe I was waiting for it's not enough for me to have some attention. That's what I was always felt. It's like unfulfilled thing, right? So maybe if Adiban had got the Arjuna Award, automatically it would have come, right? I may or may not have gotten the Dronacharya, or I don't know whether this kind of thing will fulfill that. Or my friends, we share or family, everybody will say something. But I used to joke, Dronacharya will coach the kings. So I don't want to coach only the prince and all that. So everybody. So it's a joke. It's like, this fruit is, we can say that this fruit is like sour or something. It's not like that, but in general. So there are different aspects. I don't know if I haven't even explored it. Even once I think Ramesh asked me to apply for something, and then I forgot about it, and some other friend of mine asked me to apply last date. He will send me on last date. So it's like kind of, I don't know. So I felt that it should come. And that is what, right? So I even joked with you once, so like you want to take a picture? So some joke we had, so then I gave you a nice picture with another coach. But there's if you put me on the commentary side, then you might see, right? I don't want to be on, what do you say? That's more interesting. I'd rather be on the Sagar Shah side rather than being interviewed. And this is more interesting because that is giving, that curiosity is there. And that you're talking to people, it's like some learning experience. I like stories. So I'm interested in knowing the stories of others rather than keep on telling my story. The next time I have to tell the same story, a different version. This is kind of I feel exhausted. Even after road sing, I feel a little exhausted. Right? Because it's not a creative. So if I have a story, it's easy for me. Like that. So that is why it's nothing about. It's good. I think if it comes on its own, maybe it's not the trend right now, but we are here, so it is happening. Right? This is the moment, maybe something like that. That is answer your question.
Yes. And you've achieved so much in coaching already. What do you see?
I also used to play.
Yes.
So
of course, as a player, you are an FM.
Yeah, I had some 3 or 4 IM norms also.
Okay.
So in 2001, I traveled for 1 year and then I didn't make a norm, but I came back and made a norm. But that was something, at the time the AACF changed. Something, I have one copy, but I don't have the secretary's signature, something like that. Then I made another norm in the Wind TV, then some other place, 3 or 4 performance. But I stopped playing consciously. Actually, I felt that this is only one you have to do, because in other sports I was told by Mr. MP Ganesh, the Olympiad from hockey, whom I met. He was a side director. So at the time I was searching for sponsorship of my students like Deepan and all, Nitin and all. So I met him, he said, you are playing, you're going along with them and you will play. So he said, think about it. Then slowly it came that if I drop my playing, I can be a better coach, because sometimes when I play, I have to teach how I play in the Kings Indian. My student will be a Kings Indian player. So usually the student becomes a paler version of the coach, right? It should be a better version. It should uplift the student. So if I drop my liking for some specific things which I play, now I'm open to this. So this has happened with my students. Depends on them, right? I want them to be universal. Like I said, Spassky. My father said Spassky, and Fischer was very narrow repertoire, but Spassky was very broad, D4. So amalgamation. We should be both Fischer and Spassky. So I think dropping that playing and all, probably I could have become the IM, right? So then it could have been easier on some practical aspects, or GM if I had tried, definitely. So I had the aspiration to be a 2600 player when he was like in college and all that. So, but all these takes time, effort, resources. I started very actively only after my engineering. Though I was very much interested, I played the first under-12 state championship along with Punguvel. Sarvan was an under-15. Punguvel, myself and some other were under-12. I played then. So CS Gokhale is my contemporary and all that. But then I, some of my students, I was more academics. And then too many other things, supporting my father in some activities. So I was really not ambitious player until when I joined college and I couldn't play any tournament because I was in Coimbatore and this. Then I felt really bad. Then I got a transfer to Chennai. I could not play. The train ticket which I had, I'll give to my friend because the exam practicals will come. So then I took up, after that I worked, then played, worked and all these things. It was not late, but something happened that I had the interest in coaching. That is for sure. I also like to play. If you free me from my students by some means, then
now it's impossible.
Yeah, it's close to impossible. So then I don't want to go along with my students and play. It's now I've tried. So I would have some good games like Dubai. You said I had a chance to play with Harika and had a good game. Sokolo I was almost. But he had a study-like defense. I had him on the ropes and he showed. So that was interesting, but I had to watch my students' games. I want to see them. That's why I'm going to a tournament. How their body language and everything. So if I sit there and play, I'll miss that. So somebody have to cut the corner. Right. So that is the... So for the first tournament, international tournament I played in abroad was in Dubai. I think Ramesh and CS Gokhale were also, they were going for GM norms and all that. The first time I didn't know, they defeated Duila Sachs. I was a pawn down, but he missed some trick queen sacrifice. So then I drew with Almudeak and all that. But Dolmato I played, he gave me a nice lesson, thematic in Nejdov Bishop E2. So these helped me in the coaching, how getting punished. And then, so I played. Then when I traveled in Europe, and US for like in 2001 I traveled extensively playing. There I met a lot of European grandmasters and coaches like Dorfman, Sakesh. Sakesh later I became this he mentored me quite a bit. In a quite critical way, but very good. Right. I met Ubilava, Alon Grinfield, all these people. They also have contributed to. It's not that I'm single-handed. There's sometimes they have come like guests, been here, we have gone there. So this that journey, the 2001 thing was excellent for me. I didn't make one single now, but that was the base for my coaching. The different perspectives I'm meeting. I went to Ubedan Linares. In fact, I have an article, half-written article, which starts like it's walking inside the informant. like that. So it was very amazing at the time for me. Then Ramesh, CSGO, everybody came back. Then I went to US, played some tournaments here and then came back to Europe. And then I got into the Bundesliga, but I didn't got the invitation, but I didn't go back for the lack of sponsorship. Because I was already an adult and, so, I had to work or this thing. So then in 2004, I made the second norm. But this Bundesliga thing, I really missed it. Because at the time, Anand and Sandeepan Chanda was, in fact, I was in Germany and he came to play the Bundesliga when he was. So that is one thing I want my students, so whatever these missing components, sponsorship, these kind of things, so and that support or this thing in some way or the other, I want my students, or not even my students, Gukesh was not my student per se, right? I want them to get, because it will help them and speed up the process or reduce the pressure on them or their parents or something like that.
The airport has come. We'll get out and.
Yes.
So, Visweswaran, we have reached the airport and I have one final question to you.
Okay.
Let's say a decade from now, from here to 10 years forward, where do you see yourself? Like what would you like to do that would resonate with you the most now, going forward?
I mean, as a coach or like
Anything that you would like to do. Is coaching the main thing on your mind? Is there some other things that you would like to dabble with, if you could share?
Yeah, coaching definitely. I would like to help people who are at the very top level, give my whatever 2%. The difference between the chimpanzee and the human gene is only 2%. So it's something like that, even for a strong player, whatever is possible. So I like to be there. Not it, probably. So this is one thing. Then I share with you like the 1000 GM kind of a thing. So be a part of the process, right? Where we have this, not only the Grandmaster, it's not only Grandmaster, but also Women Grandmasters, which are, for example, Women Grandmaster title is only 2,300 or, it's a thing. But then what happens is the number of women grandmasters is way like 1/4 or like 1/3 or something like that. I'm not sure how much, 90, 25.
Yeah,
so let's say roughly. So only 1/4 when the rating level is, there is a disparity in the rating level. So there should be double. There are 90 grandmasters, there should be 180 WGMs like that. But it's very difficult in the women's world. We need the parents to accompany, they need tournaments. So there is a debate on whether you have women-only tournaments or both. So, but if you keep women-only tournaments also more, then they will raise up, like Tanya as an example, Ampi is so they cross the WGM rating and all that, and they become IMW. So we need some ladder. So if you give them only the men thing, right, it's difficult. So if there is possibility to have an ecosystem for them, and of course coaching can be associated with it. And then I know a lot of people have said about the vision in India and all that, right? Various like Bundesliga in India, you had Maharashtra Chess League, Tamil Nadu could have various, or Indian League. We can have something, matrix of all these things, but a very massive ecosystem, which will put us really on the top, right? Because I think we have the potential. So I would like to be a part of this landscape in 10 years time or 5 years time, or whatever is possible, or tomorrow. So the coaching is one thing, because I come from a chess promoting family. So I didn't start as a coach. I didn't come like an alien, landing. So I was a player. I observed my father and all the organizers throughout India, in Maharashtra, Delhi, Chennai. All these people have done tirelessly. I've developed this. It has taken some. So I would like to be a part of the process, which is like now, like GMs are coming out faster. The ecosystem also has the rate of the ecosystem. So I don't want to wait for the Chennai, another Grandmaster tournament tomorrow, next year. It's wonderful, we had it. So is there one in Mumbai? So where like Indian is going one round late to Abu Dhabi. Why does he have to go to Abu Dhabi? So he could go play in Mumbai, and other people have to come here. we should be the Abu Dhabi and this thing's possible. So I don't know really, maybe with the corporate support, working, collaborating. So I would tell the coaches also, my friends at whatever level, so not to shy away from this. And I'm very appreciative of Srinath at his young age. He has done this. So it's going to help, not just the students or anything. So similarly, various other people, if there is a possibility, because they have the say. The top coaches and the administrators, they have the say. Now chess is very popular. We have Gukesh, right? So we have Divya Deshmukh, right? Right. We have had Konero Hampi, and still Konero Hampi is there with his icons, and legend, Vishwanathan Anand is there. The icons are there. This is a very good time. So I was very worried. Vishwanathan Anand was going to reply, there is no ecosystem that much. What are we going to do? Now something has happened like that. So more Irigasi and all these people could be on the top. But if we, individually or through some collaborative means, reach out and get more, corporates, even the government to, so like here SDAT or the Tamil Nadu government sponsored the Olympiad, World Championship and other things. But these kind of things like the, so 2,500, after 2,500 what? This is a question. Should I go back to studying? Can I make a living in chess? Coaching is the only thing, right? But if I want to play, what to do? This sort of a thing where, for the possibility, I would like to see that apart from being a good coach and helping people go to the rally, I would definitely like to see one of my students to be, I like to see the World Championship in the close quarters. That is a dream. I don't know about my student winning the world title, because that is something I told you. That is it is a thing, you need various stars aligned, but at least there, the challenger level. So I want to be around till that in the coaching, training, and also help get more medals for India. So World Cup is coming. So this is something nearby, like, contribute to the team. I was not a part of the Olympiad coaching. I was not well at that time also. I was not in the, for whatever reason. So something in the World Cup, right? I can contribute. I could be like a technical coach or some attacking coach, whatever, like in football. So if you are able to expand that, this is something near, which is interesting to me, right? In the near thing. And in the 10 years time, this broader ecosystem. Otherwise, it will be a bit sad that we have the potential talent. We have people, chess.com, India, ChessBase India. We are going viral, and there are, Global Chess League and all this. Vishwanathan Anand is the deputy president of the FIDE, and we have like administrators at all levels, Asian, Commonwealth, from the state to this thing. So this is a very good ideal time. So this could happen, and I'll be happy that I'm also able to contribute along with others. It's not a one-person job. There's no one Alexander or Alexander in Indian chess, right? Somebody can lead, but we need really in every state, region and all that. So this is my wish.
Thank you so much, Visweswaran, for spending time today. And it was amazing to get an insight into your journey until now.
So, welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. I know you are a very busy journalist yourself and promoter of the game. So I hope there will be more things for you to write and explore and this thing. So that is my wish. Thank you very much.